Hey guys, welcome to Chapter 2, Lesson 9. Today we're going to be talking about reasonable answers, and this is when you solve a problem. You make sure you ask, is it reasonable? Does it make sense? So this is kind of another way of saying check your answers. Check your answers. All right, let's get started. Here's our learn the strategy. Would you say it is reasonable to say that Wallace's family has traveled about 2,200 miles this year? Okay, so this is his family, right? So we know that Wallace's dad traveled 398 miles, Wallace traveled 737 miles, and his brother traveled 1,106 miles. So here we go. What facts do we know? That's always kind of the first question we think about. What do we know from the question? I know Wallace's family has traveled 398 miles, 737 miles, and 1,106 miles. What do you need to find? I need to find if the family traveled about 2,200 miles. Keyword being about, keyword up here being about, right? Okay, so the plan is I will estimate the sum. Remember, sum is the answer to an addition problem. Then I will compare the sum to 2,200. Okay, so first we're going to estimate. 1,106 is about 1,100, right? Because it looks like here we're doing all hundreds, but we just want to pick a number that's close. And 1,106 is close. 737 is about 700, and 398 is so close to 400. Now we're going to add them together. So I have 0, 0. Now I need to add my hundreds place. 7 and 4 makes 11, plus 1 more is 12. And 1 makes 2, 2,200. The estimated sum of 2,200 miles is the same as the estimate in the problem. So the answer is reasonable. Now it says I need to check. Does your answer make sense? And here's our reason why it does. Yes, 398 plus 737 plus 1,106 is equal to 2,241, which is close to the estimated sum of 2,200. So to prove it, we found the actual answer. And then that's going to show us if our estimated sum is a good estimate or if it is not a good estimate. All right, let's try another one. Here we go. Anson swam 28 laps last week and 24 laps this week. I'm going to underline that. 24 laps last week and 24 laps this week. 28 last week, 24 this week. He says he needs to swim the same number of laps each week for 2 more weeks to swim a total of about 100 laps. Is this a reasonable estimate? Explain. Okay, first it's what do we need to know? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to say last week, 28. This week, 24. And the question is, what do we need to find? So for this one, it is if he continues for 2 more weeks, will he have about 100 laps? Now, here's the deal. There's going to be a lot of writing here. I'm okay if you just want to sit and listen and make sure everything makes sense. I don't think you need to write down word for word what I'm writing down. So I'm going to write down, what do we need to find? If he continues to swim the same amount of laps amount of laps for 2 more weeks. Will it be 100 laps? I should probably put about here. About 100 laps. That's what we're trying to find. Okay. So our plan is we should find how many laps he swam for the 4 weeks. Not for, yeah, weeks. Yep, weeks. I was thinking it was days, yesterday and today, but it's last week, this week. Okay, let's do that. So we're going to solve here. So he did 28 laps last week, 24 laps this week. He needs to swim the same number of laps each week for 2 more weeks to swim a total of about 100 laps. So here's what I'm noticing, 28 and 24. A number that's easy to work with, right? Because that's what our clue is here. Since we have the word about right here, about. Since we have about, I'm going to pick an easy number to work with. If it says exactly, then we don't get to pick easy numbers. But when we see about, we know we can pick easy numbers. So I noticed 28 and 24, a number that's really easy to work with that's near both of those is 25. Okay, so I'm going to say 28 and 24 is about 25. So I'm going to add 4 25s together. Okay, so 2 25s makes 5 and 5 is 10. 2 and 2 is 4, plus 1 more is 5. 2 25s makes 50. So if I take my 2 25s, right, here's 2 25s and 2 25s, which makes for 4 weeks, I would get 100. So the question is it a reasonable estimate? I would say yes. It is a reasonable estimate. And then we should always tell why, right? And then we're kind of answering this part down here. Why is it a reasonable estimate? Because 4 25s make 100. I know this because 4 quarters, which are each worth 25 cents, equals $1. I'm going to make that connection. Maybe money's not doing it for you, but we could show that, hey, if I have 4 25s, 2 25s make a 50, which means 4 would make 100. So here's our explanation. I just did it up top on there. So that's all I have for you today. I'm trying to make the videos a little shorter so that maybe we're not getting too tired and bogged down by such a long video. So thank you for watching, and I will make sure to ask me if you have any questions. Bye.